So I'm Niall. I am part ownership of H&N Featured Walls. We are a media wall company that build bespoke media walls all over Northern Ireland. Um, Anything that people want, we try and make their dreams become reality.
Brilliant. I love that. And before we started working together, where was the business at?
So the business was good. Before we started working together, it was steady income, but you were always panicking about making sure there was always going to be enough work ahead. And what we were doing was working, but it wasn't going to go anywhere any further than what we were actually doing. So we came across yourselves, and we just thought we would see where this journey would take us.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think was the thing holding the business back when you were stuck at those like sort of 30K months?
I think it was a bit of both. Do you know what I mean? It was like investing in the marketing. Was it going to be what we were needing? And also, you know, were we going to have enough work and jobs in place to hire more people? So it was that fear of that.
100%. Yeah, and I know you were quite skeptical to begin with when we were on the
Yeah,
sales calls.
yeah, it was.
What
Yeah.
doubts did you have?
I think like the difference between myself and Harry is Harry's more like he's more of a risk taker. Like he's more like let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Where I always try to weigh up the pros and cons.
Yeah.
Um, and I would be a deep thinker. So it was just I always hold back in big decisions. And this time around, Harry was right, and he was right, and that was probably the best decision we ever made. You know what I mean? As for our business.
100%. Love to hear that. What was it that made you trust us over choosing someone else?
I think what made me trust you was how you came across as individuals, and like we're a similar age. Um, I think like when you look at it in the perspective of just know how the algorithm works. Because I've worked with previous media wall companies. It's not just like some random person who just works in social media or marketing coming in and promising you the world. You both had the proof to back it up. Do you know what I mean? So that's what helped us lean more towards making the decision to go for it.
So you mentioned before working with us, you were stuck with fear and hiring.
Yeah.
What has changed now with the business after working with us?
So what has changed with that is we have hired more people, and I remember ringing a previous guy who's worked with in a media wall company, and the exact words he says to me was, "You won't be prepared for what's to come," and I thought that was a bit skeptical, and he was 110% right. We weren't prepared for that. I did think I did have faith and think that we were going to get loads of bookings in and things like that, but I didn't see this happening. Like,
Well, what
um,
do you mean by that? You didn't see this
like
happening?
I just didn't see this amount of interest, and like obviously our aim is to take over, well, to be the biggest media wall company in Northern Ireland, and um, inside 30 days, you start to believe as a company that this is possible, with the bookings and the inquiries to back it up. Do you know what I mean? And that's all down to the help of you guys. Like,
Brilliant, brilliant. What was it like the first day the campaign went live? Because I know the leads just started coming in straight away.
I
What
just
what was
couldn't,
that feeling like?
I couldn't stop laughing. To be honest. I honestly couldn't stop laughing. The first week, like, it goes back to what the previous guy says to me on the phone, you know, they just worked with. You know, the first week was crazy. It was just like I was only really used to, like, it was me who dealt with the bookings, and I was only used to dealing with maybe 4 or 5 different people a week. And then you're out pricing jobs, whereas I was dealing with nearly 20 people a day, and I didn't know what to do. It was like I was trying to find that balance of working and working on site, but also working on the business. But we found that balance now. Do you know what I mean? Um, didn't take long for us to get a grip of things.
Do you feel like your role in the business, your day to day, has changed?
Definitely, aye. Definitely.
In what way?
Like, I think with me hiring another person, it takes that wee bit of extra bit of pressure off. Do you know what I mean? Where I can take those. Whereas, like, even you guys messaging and looking for, like, I know we still aren't great at giving you back updates and things like that because we're just constantly so busy. But even taking those extra 20 minutes so many times throughout the day to reply, to contact people who's interested in making bookings, you know, and because we have hired, and we just sort of, like, myself and Harry, we take turns every other day of dealing with new leads and things like that there. We also have another guy in place there now who is going to be helping take over that. That then lets me and Harry continue to work away and uh, create media walls in people's homes whilst we have someone dealing with um, potential leads and bookings and things like that.
How much revenue did you generate in your first month?
The revenue we generated in the first month was £110,000. It was crazy stuff.
Nice. Has it changed the way you think about growing the business?
It definitely has. It definitely has. Like myself and Harry have now took the time out to sit down with each other once a week and discuss further plans for the future. As a business, you know, we have big goals that we want to achieve as a business, and taking the step forward with you guys has just give us that extra push, you know, to put this business in the right direction.
Brilliant. I know obviously we spoke about you being sceptical on the sales call. What would you say to somebody who was in the same position as yourself, who was sitting on the fence, unsure if this is the right decision? What would you say to them?
I would say, don't be like me. Don't be like me and be skeptical about it. I think like, the proof is in the pudding with you guys. Do you know what I mean? And to take that step and to give you guys a chance, because the numbers don't lie, the results don't lie. Um, and as I say, like, it's the best decision in over 3 years in business with Harry that we've done together.
Brilliant. If someone had told you that you were doing 25 to 30k months, that you generate 110,000 in your first month of working together with us, what would you have said?
Well, when you say it like that, I remember the phone call that we had. Whenever I was saying that, you know, we'll have a think about it, what we were going to do, and you were asking us, what is it we're generating a month? You know, what's our income? And we were saying the 20-30k a month, and you were asking, you know, what would you like to do? And I remember saying double it, and Harry saying 100k, and I just remember sitting there thinking, that's not realistic. But again, I'm wrong. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's unbelievable. Like, it really, really is unbelievable.
Yeah. And what do you think is next for H&N Feature Walls? Is a showroom on the cards? Is it continue to grow the team, expand? What's the plan?
I think the plan now is just expand the team, expand the team and I think just expand the team and get a good system going and see out the end of the year, and we'll see where 2027 takes us, because we're working along with you guys now as going to make the end of the year unbelievable, you know. So I think that continue to do what we're doing now up until the end of the year, and that for 2027 work with you guys again and just make bigger and better plans.
Brilliant.